Here we have the new 2026 Chevrolet Equinox. This one comes in the active trim level with front wheel drive. Mosaic black metallic is the paint, and then we have the maple sugar Evo Texan suede interior. Powertrain consists of a 1.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that's mated to a continuously variable transmission. As we come around to the front end here, we do get our LED daytime running lights and our LED headlamps. The lights don't flash like that. That's just how my camera's picking them up. But I ran this through the car wash and it just looks so good, this black does, when it's clean. And I love just the trim of the Active. It just, only black plastic you can see is right down here on the front bumper, but everything else is either paint color or you have like this galvanized color there. And I really like that. It just looks really aggressive. Now to the wheels here, these are going to be 17-inch aluminum. And I love that we get the off-road oriented general grabber tires here. Passive keyless entry on the front. And then to the door panel, power door lock controls are here, power mirror controls. Those mirrors do have blind spot monitors and they are heated. And then we have one touch up and down for the driver's side window, express down on the other 3 doors. Power liftgate controls there. Electronic parking brake, auto stop toggle. Hood release, we get a manual tilt telescoping steering wheel. This one does have, I think it's a $300 option for the floor liner package. Highly recommend that. But here's the power driver's seat with 2-way power lumbar support. And I love the two-tone look there. But this part is the one that's suede, and then you have the Evo Tex on the sides here. But a huge thanks to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this Equinox today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click on that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But I have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. So let's go ahead and take a look at the space we have in the back. So pretty good space back here. For this kind of vehicle, I think. You do get the seat back pockets on both sides, 2 USB-C charge ports, rear AC vents, a little storage pocket down there, and then middle seat folds down. Bottle holders are here, LED lights throughout, grab handle here, and you can hang a shirt or a pair of pants on that hook there. But really like the trim here. That feels really nice and it looks good as well. Child lock, lock, unlock there. And then fuel filler. Now, as we come around to the back end here, we do get full LED tail lamps. Big plus in my opinion, and it's just, I've heard this before, it's just a nice looking vehicle. GM did a great job with the new Traverses, Acadias, Enclaves, Equinoxes. People that normally wouldn't fool with these vehicles are all of a sudden interested in them. Falling a little short with the powertrain options, but these days most people don't care anyway. You're getting 4 cylinders or V6s in pretty much everything. And then we're starting to see 3 cylinders now, so it is what it is. Top tethers for the car seats are integrated on the back of the seats themselves. 12 volt, if you want to run an inverter, you have that there, or like a small fridge or something like that. And then storage here, you can lift this up and your spare tire is right there. Like that the LED lights there though, that definitely helps, well, on both sides when it's dark. Now to the rear passenger seat. Hold that switch to fold these flat. And then pretty easy to lock it back into place. Just make sure the seat belt's out of the way. And then you have the lower latch anchors behind these covers right there. Front passenger seat, manual. So you can adjust the seat back here. Push that forward and back in the seat bottom. There's your latch there. A little trash there, but space underneath where the traditional shifter would be. Glove compartment. And then as we come back around to the front end, there's that 1.5 turbo 4. And it's definitely hot today, and it's around noon, so I just burned my hand, but it's all right. I'm gonna show off the blinkers real quick. So that's the back. And I will say, for this amount of money, I'm kind of disappointed we don't have the side mirrors with blinkers, but it's all right. Luckily, the front and back are LEDs. Let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. I like the leather wrap wheel here. Feels good, nice thick padding, and I love the 3-spoke look of the wheel itself. There's the horn. Now over here to the infotainment screen, I believe it's 11.3 inches, but we get AM, FM, XM, Bluetooth audio, wireless CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility. Then you have this vehicle status menu here. Air filter life, oil life, battery voltage, tire pressure, and then you can go into each sub-menu this way as well. Headlamps, your controls are right here in the screen. Luckily, there's always a little bulb up there you can see to change them on the fly without having to go into this here, but you can control your auto high beams, traction control, the rear window locks, and then you have your universal home remote right there. But everything else, I do like that we have the lane assistance we can turn on or off from the screen. And then your settings, you can go in here to vehicle, and then you can go through your teen driver, rear seat reminder, buckle to drive. And if you scroll down to your system settings, units of measurement can be changed here, and your language can be changed there. And then you also have access to Google Maps. Now for the climate controls, we do get dual zone automatic, which I like. We can control either from the screen, or we have buttons and knobs down here for everything, so we can adjust temperature, auto mode, fan speed, sync, unsync, and then fan direction right here. USB-C, USB-A port there, little storage pocket, and your wireless charging pads here. And for your drive modes, you can go through those here. You only have 2, but it's nice that we have a knob for them at least. Normal, and then snow and ice. And then backup cameras there, guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. You can turn those on or off there, or when you're in this setting, you can turn those parking sensors on or off as well. Now for the shifter, that is on the column now, so just hit the brake, pull for neutral, pulling up for reverse, pulling down for drive, and then you can activate the low mode, and I'll show you where that is when I get back to the wheel, but press P for park there. Center console cubby space, removable tray there. And there's a look at the back seat from up here. Sunglasses holder. Your hazards are right here. I get this, well, I shouldn't say I get it asked, but people are always thanking me for a video I made if you're looking to find the hazards, because they're in a weird spot with the OnStar controls. Vanity mirrors there. And then back to the steering wheel itself. We do get the rain sense wipers, so you can turn those on there. And then your rear wipers there, and the fluid on either side. Push in for the front fluid. But when you're in drive, push this L, activates your low mode. You can use the paddle shifters behind the steering wheel to go through the limiters, and you can see what gear you're in that bottom right-hand corner. Not really gears because of the CVT, but you know, it's almost like a rev limiter, I guess. Now you do get standard adaptive cruise here, so you can turn that on or off there, and then when the cruise is on, if you want to change it to regular or vice versa, hold this button here, and you'll get a notification when it's regular or adaptive. And then you can adjust the gap for the adaptive as well as the forward collision alert by hitting this button here. And then heated steering wheel toggle, mute, Bluetooth, voice recognition, audio sources, and you can use this as a scroll bar when applicable. And then this, by pushing this button, goes through the gauge cluster views. I think you get 5. Push button starts here. Finally, here's the key fob with remote start. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2026 Chevrolet Equinox Active out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Equinox Active here, to really get this going, you kind of have to give the throttle like between I'd say like 1/2 and 5/8. You don't want to floor it, but you definitely want to just kind of like move it, kind of get a feel for it, because you just want to find the turbo's sweet spot, and the CVT just kind of keeps everything going. So I feel like right there is a bit too much. You just kind of have to, you'll get used to it or you won't. It's weird, but this thing actually can get up if you push it the way it's supposed to be pushed, but it's so weird, most people won't ever be able to do it the way it should be done. But let's give it a good pull here. Here we go. Feel that power. So again, it's not a speed demon. You get a 1.5 turbo 4-cylinder, but adequate acceleration. And again, when you kind of use a CVT the way it's supposed to be used, it gets up nicely. But I mean, I was also going downhill too. Now, ride quality wise, it's comfortable. You can feel it just a little bit, but I definitely wouldn't call it a rough ride. It's just not an Escalade, just with the platform it's on, how low it is to the ground and all of that. It's not like you have an air suspension or anything of that sense. So, but I will say the adaptive cruise is very nice. I like how this vehicle is going pretty slow in front of me, and it just slowly brought me to match this speed here without jerking me forward and back. But it's easy to drive. It's nothing crazy. It's not like the brake pedal's too soft or the gas pedal feels weird. All this makes sense, and I like how it's been configured. Now I want to give one more thanks to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this Equinox today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click on that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. Now for the money, the active trim on the Equinox has always kind of felt weird, just because it's almost 35 grand, and I don't feel like I'm getting anything that I would miss if I went down to an LT or something along those lines, other than the suede inserts on the seats. But we do get standard adaptive cruise control, which is nice. I mean, everything feels premium here. But I would like to see maybe like Super Cruise or something added to this, because when you think about the CRVs and the RAV4s, you get basically lane centering and adaptive cruise off the bat. It's not like an option you have to look for. But I mean, this is okay. It's like any other lane keep assist system. It kind of pings you back and forth. But again, I just feel like for this segment we should have something other than Super Cruise if we want lane centering on a vehicle of this caliber. But there are ways that this shines. I do think that the dash here puts the 25 RAV4s and the 25 CRVs to shame. Now the 26 RAV4 is coming soon. I expect a new CRV to be out here in a little bit. And with the Equinox just getting its redesign here recently, I don't know. But I do like the tech. It's simplistic, yet it looks really nice. Just being able to get everything from this home screen here. Nothing confusing you have to go through. Climate controls are here. You have the buttons and knobs down below. Now those don't look as expensive, but you can't really go wrong with gloss black. in terms of just making sure that you're not showing the cheapness of anything. But I like the knobs here. And I do think if you're in the market for something like this, it's definitely something that's worth a look at, especially if lane centering is not your cup of tea and you don't even like it. So with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2026, Chevrolet Equinox Active.